of the topic these days, one more time, going back to autoimmune, that if someone's too inflamed, or if there's an inflammatory response or a negative inflammatory response to it, well, the body is inflamed. If we're acidic, the body's inflamed. If we're in too toxic, yes, the body's inflamed, and it better start to turn around, or disease and illness will come around even much faster, and that domino effect will become much quicker and stronger. So I don't know. I mean, my mom has had us taking lots of vitamins and minerals in my life, to the point where when Rob Young told us what was coming, because he kept it secret for the first year and a half, and then when he finally told us what was coming, I was like, oh, geez, not more vitamin.
Repeating itself.
Yeah, but then we started to use it, and oh my heavens! And my sister Gina put out a questionnaire to a lot of our team that first, I think, about 18 months, or when it came out, and told everybody, let's use it strongly, and every day be very consistent for the next 2 months, and report your findings. There were over 55 things stated, over 55, but the 10 consistent ones were less pain. Women were reporting better hair growth, more energy, better digestive health, and so those 10 were constant. But there were a list of 55 different things that people were feeling, and to help people actually get out of aches and pains, even from back challenges, that was necessary. And partly it's because we have to detox for the body to feel better, and we have to detox, and that's what alpha CRS is. I mean, everybody didn't truly understand the power of alpha CRS, and that's where the question comes in. Well, with the VMG plus, does that, now we have that, we don't need it? Oh, no. VMG plus is great. I love it, love the taste, love the action of it, love what it does to us and what it supports us with. But if someone's still in detox mode, that alpha CRS is very much a must. Very much a must.
So would you recommend taking VMG and additionally the alpha CRS?
If you're over 50, and if you've got aches and pains, and if you have multiple illnesses and challenges, and if you're on more than 4 to 6 types of medication, it's time to double down on some serious nutrition so that your body no longer needs so many of those medications. So, because once more time, medications, heavy metals, these chemicals, they're dead. The body doesn't speak that language.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then the omegas, must. I travel with the omegas. I've got a dozen of them right there, because I've already gone through a dozen. It's a minimum of 2 to 3 of those new omega pluses every day, and for heart, liver, and brain power, and to help us detox as well. So yeah, it's a must.
And the new, it's not that new anymore, but frankincense, turmeric capsules.
I absolutely love the new frankincense capsules. I've benefited myself from that, because I noticed a couple of years ago that as I was standing there for 7.5 hours, other than the 1 hour break, but then I'm usually standing for another hour answering questions after a training, right?
Yeah.
And I was noticing my knees were starting to hurt really bad. And I could certainly clean up some of my own diet, because I know exactly what I eat and drink that would add to any type of arthritis type of thing that I might get. But so yes, I've had to monitor that, which ultimately means less Coca-Cola, because again, sugar, which is the main culprit for arthritis. Too much acid in the body. And so those frankincense capsules, it's a minimum of 2, if not 3, for me every single day. So yeah, I mean, I buy probably 4 bottles a month for me and my family. And there's only 3 of us at home now. I mean, I have 8 children, but there's only 1 child left at home. So there's the 3 of us, and we go through a minimum of 4 bottles a month.
Yeah.
It's pretty expensive, but I'm all in on that because my knees don't hurt anymore.
Amazing.
So, and all the other benefits we're getting from it, because we know that from science that frankincense is a cancer killer, cancer cells. So
there's a question just for the VMG also when you talk about alpha CRS, if some people have problems with kidney or anything, or or on medication, you think it's interfering in any way, or is it just okay?
I think with anything that is life, okay, so those omegas are life. Vitamins and minerals, it's life. It's necessary for life. And what activates those as well? Also water. So again, if we have a balance of what should be going on inside our body, which everybody knows that how much I talk about water. So if we've got that balance of water and enzymes and omegas, I mean, that's huge. But now we're going into detox mode. And anybody, like I said, over 45 or 50, they need to constantly be in detox mode. And alpha CRS should remain there. But now, wait, did I miss something from the VMG question?
The question was if it's interfering with other medications. People are sick.
Well, so nature, life, if we're taking life internally, of course it's going to interact with non-life, right?
Yeah.
It's going to react to those dead substances inside our body that are wreaking havoc. And so, yeah, there's going to be the monster. There's going to be the fight with the beast inside.
Yeah.
But just as I point out, if everybody remembers, I think the vast majority of people in doTERRA have seen the styrofoam cup demonstration.
Yeah.
Turn it upside down and put a few drops of lemon and watch it eat a hole right through it. That proves right there that essential oils are more powerful than chemicals. Now, with that being said, no, they don't completely fight heavy metals. Heavy metals are going to stay around in the system for a very long time. But once again, with the citrus oils being used from, and helping the liver produce more glutathione, that becomes a greater helping agent to gather together and usurp the power that is created from those heavy metals. So now, do we still need a clay or a charcoal, activated charcoal? Yeah, something like that to help bring those heavy metals out. But the number one benefit that we could be using from an essential oil standpoint is still the citrus oils to help the liver create that glutathione to help counterbalance a lot of those heavy metals and their action inside the body.
We can just recommend to go to one of your trainings, because this is a really short and brief rundown of what you would teach somebody for 4 hours. It's the whole mornings you do on the training. So thank you for going into that topic at this pace and also sharing it with us.
I mean, there are new like books or, I think this is really cool. The Oil Smart. I can really highly recommend people to get that. It's also in German. I think there are also other languages that you brought out for Europe.
We're trying to get a few other languages done right now. But
this is like the normal application book. So we have some very used ones, like old ones still. But you find all the protocols, and just for people who are new, it's not like about the technique. It's about getting the oils on the body. And this is a bit more in depth, where you can really look up health challenges and you see, detailed recommendation with all the products available, and also which symphony protocols to use.
Yeah, we put, we added about 80 or 90 more conditions and illnesses to the book. And we almost every answer that is there.
Oil Smart.
Yeah, Oil Smart. I forget the name of Quartz company out of Berlin, but they carry it.
Aromazeug, you mean?
Whatever
a link has been shared where you can get it. I don't know if it's Quartz. I think it's Aromazeug.
Yeah, and anyway, so it's so good. We combined a lot more into it this time. It's thicker. It has more conditions, and about 80% of those conditions I've listed the top 3 to 4 symphonies that could be done for those conditions. So, I mean, the work and the guesswork has actually been done for most people if they just. And I give thanks and gratitude for a lot of people out there that just blindly use the Symphony of the Cells books and just believe that it's going to work. And then they come back with their massive, wonderful stories. And and they thank me, and I'm like, no, thank you for having the faith and belief in Mother Nature and what I'm saying that it'll work. And anyway, so yeah.
I think a lot of people don't know or may know that when they went to your trainings that you actually come from a background. And I love when you tell the stories that when you wanted to get a burger, you had to go to a friend's house because your house was so healthy, because your mom would only cook healthy stuff. And that you were like acquainted to the oils much before doTERRA, but like with doTERRA, actually your trust and your belief in the oils and the purity changed. And I think that's so important that it's not coming just from those 18 years of doTERRA, or how old is doTERRA now?
Yeah.
And that your experience is much longer, but that you could transfer it into something more valuable for all of us after doTERRA was founded and they sourced all those wonderful oils. But talking about books,
another book, Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die, because I think this is also, going together, because here you might find some treatments maybe on also the physical level, but here you can go dig deeper even and look up what
we also have it in German now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what is buried much deeper than the physical condition. And do you want to talk a little bit? I know it makes you emotional to talk about your mom, but I mean, she started all of that, and
it's so funny. I looked into it a bit more since we have it from your last training, and we have a guy in Germany like Rüdiger Dahlke, and he talks a lot about the emotional foundations of sicknesses, like where it comes from. And it's like, I mean, your mom is like Rüdiger Dahlke for the Germans, just so they know, like a brief rundown maybe. But she was earlier, I guess.
Yeah, that we first published that book in 1991.
Oh, well. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's a success story because
this is the English version.
Sorry, somebody wants to see the book one more time.
And then we have the German version also. Like you can see the,
and the same website carries those.
Exactly.
Both of them.
And they're really heavy. So a lot in there.
Yeah, they're over 300 pages. So.
Yeah.
And it's a must, actually. If you're into oils and the emotional properties, I think that's just an extension, or it's like the foundation of what you teach with the oils in some way.
Well, and yeah, and unfortunately, there's so much that we're teaching in a symphony training that I only am able to go through a minor bit of the emotional aspect of things. But yeah, my mom's whole premise was that everything that manifests itself physically is in form of an illness or disease was first created emotionally. Yeah. And that's why it's that book is why it's easy for me to read people. Sometimes I have to turn that part of me off because I get I feel sad for people a lot because, and it's not just me. I mean, everybody on this call through doTERRA, we have answers for people, and some just don't get it. I will venture to say, and that a lot of the corporate officers and some of the owners don't actually know what we have. They don't get it. They don't get it. They're just running a company, and essential oils were popular. Well, they did something magnificent with giving us the best in the world, and that's why I can stand behind that all day long. But I'm hoping for more and more people to take it to the next level with us, and even have. I mean, we have so many thousands of success stories, and some of them are extremely profound, that if we told the masses, if we told doTERRA corporate, they would freak out. And a lot of them have to do with these feelings and emotions. And because that's a world that not a lot of people talk about, right? I mean, pretty much
Is there really a way around in those times we're facing right now? I think, especially this year, and I think moving also into the new year and I mean, we have to kind of strip naked each and everyone for themselves to face like the deepest fears and emotions. I mean, even for myself, the last weeks, have been really challenging. And I think but also the beauty that comes with using the oils, because they allow you to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper just by using them every single day.
On all levels, physical and emotional.
And I think really that by using the oils and loving the oils and thanking God that he gave us those wonderful essences, the plants and the flowers, and as you call them, to share with other people, but also to use for ourselves first. That is for me, and I thought as also mostly probably for you, the essence also of this business, that what we created, big teams. And you can view it from the sales, side and say like, yeah, it's a business and it makes money, or it has to make money. But we see all the people like who, I don't know, are empowered, are living freer because they're also dealing more with their feelings and they're understanding where it's coming from.
Yeah, we hope that they will go there more.
Those who are willing.
more willing, yes. There's a phenomenon going on in the United States with doTERRA, with the wellness advocates. So here I'm talking to a lot of people that in this group that are definitely not on our team. But so I'm talking to some of you because some of your American leaders that you're in their downline, most of them are trying to figure out how can we market? How can we market and advertise better? How can we strategize better? They're worried about the X's and the O's. And I'm still saying, and Greg Cook told me years ago, well, we don't have a thriving business. People have to enroll or the business dies. Well, okay, I get that to some degree, but you know what? We don't have to enroll as many people if everybody's team's retention rates were higher.
Yeah.
If the quality of the people or like the understanding
is better. Yeah.
If everything's up leveled, then, but no, everybody's so focused right now on how do we create more business? How do we get the word out more? How do we strategize? What's the strategy? What's this? What's that? And everybody's like interested in that type of stuff. And I'm just like, okay, you guys have fun dealing with that. In the meantime, I'm going to be teaching foundational principles of the human body and essential oils and how they blend so well together. Because that's our business. I mean, even
is it also about building the relationship with the people? I know that you have strong relationship to all your business partners, and about investing real time and interest and motivation to really build that personal relationship. Isn't that also the foundation of a long lasting way you can go together? Like,
for sure. I mean,
Greg Cook always says it's a forever company, but if we're not forever willing to go with our partners, sorry, it's not a forever company, then it will be we're not at some point.
Yeah, and if we're not forever willing to work on ourselves, right, and get to the bottom of those feelings and emotions, because we're just an amalgam of the first 8 years of our life. That's what we are as adults. We're just from 0 to 8 years old. When we go through some silliness and emotional crap and we revert to that 6-year-old child, it's because that's where we're stuck, most of us. And that's where we've had those traumas. That's where we were generally yelled at. That's when we were beat up on the playground, or teachers were yelling at us, or schoolmates were kicking us. That's where the vast majority of our traumas happened. And we're still all living through a lot of that stuff. And yeah, as you pointed out, Christian, yes, we're still trying to unbury many levels and layers. That's why it's the main reason that we created Symphony of the Cells the way, or the forgiveness application in Symphony the way we did, is to unbury stuff. It's not to relive the traumas of the past, but unbury, because just like the levels and layers in our skin and tissue, It's the same thing with our emotions. And you'd be surprised, guys, I will tell you that those traumas, those emotional traumas, they don't have to be physical. Those emotional traumas are held in your connective tissue.
Mm-hmm.
So now, with that being said, now a lot of you understand why I say multiple things that I say in the symphony trainings. I just don't come out and say it that way.
Yeah. Because
I think that most people would write that down and go, oh, that's kind of cool. But then they'd go, yeah, I don't know what he just said, or I don't understand that. Well, understand that those traumas are in our connective tissues, because connective tissue is the vast majority of this human living organism. So take that for what it's worth, right?
So it would be a good idea to do the forgiveness application like maybe twice a week, or like now for
your upline or your downline, depending on how your business is going with them.
Or maybe on yourself first.
For sure. Well, we talk about, in symphony, that, how my mom and her colleagues used to, converse about the need for each one of us that comes to this earth to forgive one of three people, either mom or dad being the same person for conceiving us, or the nurse or grandma or the doctor or whoever brought us into this world when we were birthed, or God for sending us to this horrible place. Well, there's actually a fourth person, and it's us. Each one of us probably have more to forgive ourselves. And that's one of the quotes. I don't know if you guys remember that in level 2, Melody of the Molecules. And that was from a doctor, how Bernie Siegel, a Jewish doctor that's passed away. And he was so correct in this matter that we easily forgive and let go things for other people, but yet we hold ourselves accountable for some dumb reason, and we actually crucify ourselves.
Sure.
And hey, and if you're that type of person, time for you to receive as well, because there's too many of us that are upset with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And all we can do for ourselves or for our business also, and for the relationship with others, is work on ourselves, because actually we just project our own traumas to the outside world.
Exactly.
So actually we had another question. You were talking about like how to be the leader that you would like to follow. And I think that entwines so much with what you just said, that actually you have to in order to become the person that other people would like to work with on a business level, you would have to have values and maybe ways to express yourself in some way that has a quality that other people want to follow. And if you put out there that like the reason why we are there should be that we help this world heal with those wonderful, or that we teach others how to heal themselves with these wonderful products and oils mainly that we have, so that would make us maybe the leader that others would follow. I was just wondering, like, for somebody who's starting out doTERRA, there's so many who want the quick hustle, and who want the team fast, and who want to like do everything 10 steps at a time. And I think maybe you can say from your side, is there a shortcut, or is going slow even faster than trying to go fast, if you know what I mean?
I would say slow and steady.
Yeah. I slow and steady it would actually be wonderful, because that gives everybody time to reflect on, themselves, their personal gifts, or their lack of blessings, or maybe it's just their lack of commitment. Who knows? But slow and steady wins the race, right?
Yeah.
The tortoise wins the race, and yet that allows us time to reflect and hopefully work on ourselves and stretch ourselves as we move forward. If we try and bite off too much at one time, that's a struggle.
Not of Terrazyme.
Yeah. There's just like with the Terrazyme and nutrients, there's some foundational stuff that we need to do as human beings first, with our feelings and emotions, to ground ourselves, to choose what our values are and how we want to move forward. Because there's only 3 people above me before it stops, right? And I want to be cautious in how I say this, because one of them is my sister.
And we know.
And she's great. She's fantastic. She's like grandma to the team. She's she's all inclusive and very helpful and puts her money where her mouth is and helps out everywhere. But let's just not say that above her, nothing. Has there ever been anything? Nothing. Never. And I think I begged once for help for an $800 ticket to Taiwan when I had already traveled over there like 8 times on my own dollar. And so I asked my sister's upline for a little bit of help. I asked once, and I thought that it would keep coming, right? I mean, but there's just been no help. There's been no mentorship. But at the same time, I realized that I wanted to become the person that I would want to do business with. So therefore, same thing. I doubled down on attention to studying, attention to understanding the body, attention to details as far as how I'm using the products and what works with this and what doesn't. And yet we're a thumbprint. I realize that. So everything's different for everybody. But Sandy and I wanted to be the top in customer service to our team. We wanted to answer back the quickest that we could. If they had a question, we wanted to answer it back. And when there was drama, we let them know we're not dealing with drama. Sorry, that's just not our thing. Just if you've got drama, you can deal with your own drama. Because again, as you were saying, Christian, pretty much people, we are our mirror's reflection, right? Yeah. And so if I was that way, I wouldn't want to do business with me, but I would want to do business with this guy that is so immersed in studying and using and teaching and educating. And does he always talk about the compensation plan? No, I rarely talk about the compensation. I can. I mean, we did go to double presidential diamond. You don't do that by not paying attention to the compensation plan. So yeah, I understand, and I can talk to anybody about it. But that was the side hustle. The main deal, keeping the main thing was the products. Sandy always jokes that she wanted to open a convenience store in the United States. A convenience store where you get gas. It's like a 7-Eleven. You have 7-Elevens in Europe, right? Like a 7-Eleven store, but with a gas station. That there are stores like that everywhere, convenience stores. And she just, she knew some people that just really earned a great living because they owned 3 or 4 of these convenience stores and gas stations. And I said, no, I won't do it. Why? So people can get gas, they can go in and get treats, they can go in. I said, yeah, but every one of them has alcohol. And they all have pretty much half of the products are sugar and or processed food. Not going to do it. I'm not going to be that person that opens up a store like that to help people get more and more sick. So I'm on the other side trying to do it the other way. And it's
that
much
was
more
way before doTERRA.
Yeah, that was baby.
Actually, one saying we like from Eric Worre, he says, like, if you don't have an active upline, it makes you stronger. And we actually very strongly believe in that, because then you have to put yourself to the task to learn and study and make your own experiences and share those. And it makes you your personal imprint. I mean, we talk a lot about becoming yourself in the process of being that leader, because you can't just mimic somebody else. I can't be you, Boyd. I would love to, but I can't. So I'm trying.
We want Christian to be Christian.
Yeah, exactly. And we want everybody else to be themselves. So
exactly.
Give like maybe hints which direction you could go, and it would make you a better leader, maybe.
I think the most beautiful sentence, and this is sometimes what I share with like people in my community or my team, also my newer team. It's like, you said once, like the oils are 10 out of 10, the company 10 out of 10, the compensation plan, the founders with their vision. The only question that we can ask ourselves, are we 10 out of 10? And do we show up like that, each and every day, again and again? And how do we work on that if we maybe not, having the 10? And also that the oils in itself are like perfect, and they pretty much sell on their own, but we are the messengers and we have to tell the story. We have to bring them, as a blessing to other people, because they don't have the legs and feet and hands and cannot tell the story. So, I really like that approach, that all we need to do is to grab it, to give it, and talk a little bit about it.
Right.
the rest is pretty much a sealed deal.
Yeah.
If the person is open and willing.
Yeah, and not everybody is, and so
exactly, because sometimes they face feelings and something is coming up, and they're not willing and ready yet to maybe deal with it.
Or they simply bought into a medical system that they wholeheartedly believe in, and that's fine too. Mm-hmm. But at some point, their bodies will deteriorate beyond belief, and they'll come calling.
Yeah.
And I think more and more people, we wake up, all together more and more to what is really true to us and what we are actually as beings, not just on the physical plane, but, so much more than that. I think people who are really interested in the truth and they will match with the oils. The frequency will match. And I think this is also, I think with the business, and I like to attract people who match with the frequency of a business that is more than just, you can make money.
Right.
And sure, it has to make money because you have rent and food and everything.
Sure.
But
exactly.
There is also, I think, an essence within the business, and we really try to, show that to people that it's so much more worse than just a paycheck.
Yeah.
And I think that doTERRA isn't a quick fix, but it's a longer starting process. And I think people need a vision what they are going for, and this vision needs to be expressed in those people they work with. I think some kind of perspective needs to be in the person you follow within doTERRA, so you have the stamina to go through the beginning process, which is not always easy.
No, it isn't. And if people do need to change some of their values to value Mother Nature more, then maybe they should look at that. Or if they value relationships more, then they should look at doing that. Or if they value overcoming some of their bad habits and some of their negative thinking or whatever that is, or their lack of abundance, then again, look at that. But we're meant to be masters of our craft, and I just don't know that. I mean, I wouldn't. So yeah, you talk about how I asked that question, and to give people context there, that was a training that I did for only presidential diamonds. It was a breakout session, and it was only for presidential diamonds at leadership retreat about 7 years ago, and not all of them were in the room because some of them were speaking at other breakout sessions. But I said, yes, we've got, the product is a 10 out of 10, the company and the compensation plan. I mean, when you get to silver, you really understand that the compensation plan really, really works. Right. And the owners, and yes, their vision and their experience, that excellent, 10 out of 10. And so I'm saying, and then the, with co-impact sourcing and healing hands, I mean, there are initiatives like that. Everything's a 10 out of 10. And then I asked the question, so how would you rate yourselves in 1 out of 10? And everybody went, oh, I mean, like literally 10 or 20 people in the room out loud said, ooh, like they knew where I was going with that. And maybe that was a little strong for some of them, but half the people in that room I wouldn't even rate as a 7. And I myself, maybe a 7.9, because I still have some work to do. I could be a better leader still, for sure.
But that's the beauty of life, that we never are there.
Arrive.
We're never there yet.
But one whale gone, the next is there. So let's not think it's going to get better there.
As soon as I think I got it, I fall apart again.
And that's the thing with learning. I sometimes I go home and Sandy will ask me how to go. And I think I said this last time I went back. I said, the longer I live, I said, I think multiple people have said this before me, but the longer I live, the more I think that I don't know much. Because there's so much to learn. There's so much of the unknown. But that's what I'm trying to do, is bring that unknown, the stuff that hasn't made sense to people, about the human body and essential oils, and then the quantum stuff that we move forward with in level 2. I'm trying to bring some of that unknown to people so that they have a greater perspective of what the foundation is for all things in life, not just and that it all equates to, there's a system, and that system is mathematically precise. Just look at the solar system. It is mathematically precise. Well, guess what, guys? So is this living organism. And if we take too much bad ingredients, then that precision no longer works. And we get off.
I think it's like,
right. Same thing with attitudes and emotions. If we get off, then watch out. There's a domino effect of possible challenges coming your way. So
in some way, we are our own guinea pigs with the oils and the supplements.
For sure.
We can just go for it, and then we share our experiences. I think that's very important.
A very good friend of mine, he the best compliment I ever got, he watched me, and when I travel and wherever I show up, he really said, like, Dani, you are the product, because I smell like oils.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, even people who are very into the oils, they ask me, you left the room and it's still smelling. What was it,
He gave a doTERRA jumper away, and the person who's wearing it, she said, I'm not washing it. It smells so good.
And I think I'm just diffusing oil now constantly. Yes. But
Danny, you said something a little while ago about, being, right? And maybe I've said this before, but it's a constant that I grew up with my mother. And I've said it to you. I know I've said it to you in Christian before. I don't know if I've said it on this, but
we're amongst friends here. So,
but my mom said, she would kind of joke about it, and she'd say often, last time I checked, we're human beings, not human doings.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've never really done doTERRA. I'm being doTERRA. I'm being the essential oils. I'm being what God and Mother Nature would have me be to teach that. That's what I'm being.
Yeah. And I think for me, doTERRA is love. And like, this is the frequency I like to embody, because this is, for me, the truth.
Yes.
In all of it, in every conversation, it's about, is it love? Is it a call for love? If it's not love? And
it should all be about love and light. Love and light.
Guys, one more time, for understanding the emotional bit, read this book. It's such a great foundation. I mean, a lot of wise people say the same thing, but that's a really, really, really fundamental way of putting it all together and in there. So really, Boyd's mother went there for us. Get it.
Oh, I wanted to say real quick, I started to say that book is a success story. Do you know why? Because in 1991, when my mom finally finished that book, she'd been writing it for about 8 years. And when she finally finished it, my mom and dad had nothing to their name. One of their businesses had failed. Essential oils had not come into their life yet. And they had some struggles, and they needed a few investors. Well, guess who was the first person that invested in my mom's book?
You.
I was working in a hotel and casino in Las Vegas at the time. I was earning really good money, and it wasn't that much. I mean, I think I gave them $2,000 to print that book the first time. They needed about 4 or 5, I think, for the first 5,000 printing, and I had one of my buddies invest too. And so, since both of them have passed, that book is my responsibility.
Yeah.
And that's why I told my mom on her deathbed that we're going to have that. It was already in 3 languages, and now it's in 6 languages. And I told her we're going to have it in about 10 languages in the next 5 years. I told her that on her deathbed. I promised that to her. And it's not just because, hey, that's a goal. No, it's because everyone needs it.
Yeah.
They need that understanding from that book.
Yes.
We will put the book in the group or somewhere, because people are asking again. Feelings buried alive never die.
Oder lebendige, begrabene
like
Gefühle
a green shot guide. And We have to like
after the training in Munich, I shared it, and it was like sold out, like and people are like, it's sold out, but I think it's back in stock and you can get it. Well, Boyd, again and again, it's just lovely that we have that connection, and I think that it was also the remembrance.
We will have to do a regular of that. At the end of the year, we will do one call.
Yeah,
There you go.
we had it end of last year, and mostly I get them also in summertime at some point.
Well, no, I appreciate you guys having me on and wanting to chat, because I know our conversations are meaningful, and so yeah, let's share with everybody else. But
just about the next trainings, you said you have Nuremberg on the list in February. I think
Nuremberg for symphony is February 3rd. It was because we were on our way to Kazakhstan. Since I can't go to Russia and they can't come to me, but we can both go to Kazakhstan. So that'll be the second training in Kazakhstan in less than a year, because it's requested. We will be in Poland for the Symphony of the Cells for convention, Europe convention. We haven't announced that. We don't have a place yet, but we will. And then I saw that someone was asking, about Melody of the Molecules. The only one that's a for sure plan, Sandra has me coming to Switzerland, and we always go to Switzerland for the last 7 or 8 years now. And it's always
Zurich, or where is it going to be this time?
We don't know. She's debating on city and location. But we will certainly have that up and ready this summer, probably not sooner, because we usually don't do it more than 4 or 5 months in advance.
Yeah.
So, but everybody can look for that probably in June or July. But yeah, that'll be Melody of the Molecules in Switzerland this year instead of Symphony of the Cells. So
the dates would be on the SOC website.
Not yet. But
then if they're out there on the website.
Yes. Just everybody can just once a month, just check some of those dates. I mean, my staff does try and send out some of those emails to the right people in the group. So anyway, but yes, it'll be SOC in Poland at convention time. So.
Thank you so much, Boyd.
Thank you for being in our lives.
No, thank you guys.
Be the leader you are, and for the vision, and also I mean, I said it over and over, you are my mentor. There's not anyone else with the Terra universe. I like to ask for advice sometimes, and and you are a symbol or an example that you don't have to be loud and pushy and noisy to be successful. You can be just yourself and follow your inner motivation of serving people.
Yeah.
Sharing those amazing gifts.
I'm just quietly going about my work, and
I think your energy speaks louder than your word, and you don't have to say anything, because there are 700 people in the call tonight, and they feel you. I think we need to feel each other more.
Sure.
We need to just listen, we need to feel again. And
yes, thank you for saying that. And thank you to everyone on the call for making it important to be on this. So I appreciate everyone that's listening in. I truly do.
Thank you very much.
I sent Boyd a text before. I said, let's shower them for an hour with, love and all the good vibrations, because this is what each of us has to carry into the world.
Yeah.
Every one of us, we are called, to show more people that way.
The light is not on the outside. The light is on the inside, and
we're just trying to ignite it. Yep.
Here we go.
Amen.
Thank you. We were 700 tonight. Let's continue our work. Blessings.
Everybody have a wonderful Christmas and New Year's, and however you celebrate that. So take care.
You hopefully get some good chocolates over there in UK, and
yes,
enjoy your time with your family.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Sending love. Bye-bye.
Bye.